If you think walking is the best way to fix your balance, stop. Because if you feel unsteady on your feet, adding more miles doesn't fix the problem. It actually hides it. You see, research from Harvard suggests that after 60, the issue isn't always weak legs. It's a silent disconnect between your ankles and your brain. Your foot GPS has gone offline. And when that signal fades, your brain doesn't know where the ground is, no matter how much you walk. But what if you could turn that signal back on, without even standing up? I'm going to show you the single most effective seated protocol to recalibrate your stability. It's used by astronauts to recover from gravity shifts, and it takes less than 3 minutes. But first, we need to check if your GPS is actually broken. You know that feeling? You're standing in the kitchen, maybe just turning to grab a cup, and for a split second, the floor feels like it's tilting. It's terrifying. And the first thing we do is blame ourselves. We think, I'm just getting old, or my legs are getting weak. But in my clinic, I tell my patients this: your legs aren't necessarily weak. They are just muted. You see, we have thousands of tiny sensors in our ankles called mechanoreceptors. They act like a high-speed internet connection to your brain, constantly shouting, here's the ground, here's the heel, here's the toe. But after 60, that connection slows down. It's like trying to download a massive file on dial-up internet. Your brain stops getting the data, so it panics. That stiffness you feel, that shuffling walk, that is your brain trying to grip the floor because it can't feel it. So, we don't need to just do heavy squats or walk until we're exhausted. We need to wake up the sensors. And the way to do that starts with a muscle you probably haven't thought about in years. But it's the very first thing NASA checks when astronauts come home. So, what is this protocol? It's a movement I call the seated soleus rock. Now, before you dismiss this because it looks too simple, you need to understand what's happening under the hood. We are targeting the soleus muscle deep in your calf and the tibialis on the front of your shin. In longevity research, we often call the soleus your second heart because it's responsible for pumping blood back up from your legs. But for balance, it does something even more important. It acts as the anchor for your body's sway. Here is exactly how you do it. Sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Imagine your feet are glued to the ground. First, lift your heels as high as they can go, pressing your toes into the floor. Squeeze the calf. Hold for 2 seconds. Then drop the heels and immediately lift your toes up towards your shins. This is the crucial part. You want to feel that muscle on the front of your shin, the tibialis, activate. That is your anti-trip muscle. It's the one that lifts your foot so you don't catch it on a rug. Rock back and forth. Heels up, toes up, heels up, toes up. Do this for just 60 seconds. Around the 40-second mark, you might feel a warm burn in your shins or calves. Don't panic. That sensation is actually a celebration. It means blood is flushing into those dormant nerves. It means the GPS signal is coming back online. A study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that improving this specific ankle strategy is one of the fastest ways to reduce sway in seniors, but simply doing the movement isn't the whole secret. There is a specific time of day when your nerves are primed to learn this pattern, and if you do it then, the results tend to stick twice as fast. So, when is this magic window? It is within the first 20 minutes of waking up. I know. You just want your coffee. But here is why this matters. When you first wake up, your body goes through something called the cortisol awakening response. Your nervous system is essentially rebooting. It is scanning your body, checking systems, and mapping your limbs for the day ahead. If you do the rocking drill right then, while the system is booting up, you are hard-coding stability into your brain before you even take your first step. But movement is only half the equation. We have to talk about the environment, because even with strong ankles, many of us are making a critical mistake the moment we get dressed. We put on thick cushioned shoes inside the house. Now I understand. We want support. We want comfort. But imagine trying to read Braille while wearing thick wool mittens. You couldn't do it. That is exactly what thick foam soles do to your foot sensors. They blind them. You don't need to walk barefoot on cold tile all day. That's not practical. But while you are doing your seated rocks, take your shoes and socks off. Let the skin of your soles touch the ground. If you want to accelerate this, roll a tennis ball under your foot for 30 seconds afterward. That texture, that pressure, it wakes up the dormant nerve endings that smooth insoles have put to sleep. So now you have the signal and you have the map. You are feeling steadier, but this new confidence brings a hidden risk. There is one specific moment, usually in the bathroom or the hallway, where this newfound confidence can actually betray you if you aren't careful. That hidden risk is what we call the pivot trap. You see, when your ankles start feeling strong again, you naturally start moving faster. You answer the doorbell. You turn quickly to grab a towel. But while your ankles are awake, your inner ear, your vestibular system, might still be lagging a split second behind. If you twist your upper body before your feet have moved, you create a spiral disconnect. The brain gets two different signals. The eyes say, "We turned," but the feet say, "We are still here." And that is when the fall happens. So, here is the golden rule I give to all my patients, regardless of how strong they get. Nose follows toes. Never turn your head and shoulders without moving your feet. If you need to turn right, march your feet to the right. Make your nose and your toes point in the same direction. It sounds small, but that micro habit, combined with your morning ankle rocks, is the difference between a stumble and a steady turn. Because ultimately, this isn't really about ankles or muscles or even balance. It is about what that balance buys you. It buys you the ability to walk through a garden without staring at your feet. It buys you the confidence to carry a tray of tea to the living room. It buys you the freedom to look up at the world instead of down at the floor. I don't want you to be the person watching life from the sturdy chair. I want you to be the one who can get up from it without a second thought. So, tomorrow morning, while the coffee is brewing, give me 60 seconds. Heels up, toes up, and do me a favor. When you feel that warmth in your shins, I want you to come back here and leave a comment saying simply, "I felt the signal." I read every single one, and it helps me know we are on this path together. I'm Dr. Samuel Hartley. Keep moving, and I'll see you in the next video.